After the questionable purchases of the Sakura games of the cult classics gone mainstream known as Danganronpa, I haven't had much experience in the visual novel corner. So, in my search, I found one to play and expand my horizons a bit, but little did I know it was actually going to rekindle a flame in my heart that's been long doused out. And the name was Coffee Talk. On June 2020, Xbox will release their games with gold lineup, ranging from Shantae and the Pirate's Curse to the original Xbox version of Destroy All Humans. Before writing off the month's games as good but mid, there it was sitting in the middle between them, was Coffee Talk, the game that will ultimately give the inspiration to my channel and the series Coffee with Kuma. It was a complete eye-opener. But before I talk about my experience with the game, allow me to run through the game's development and the team who brought it to existence. So let me start the show that way. Coffee Talk begins with an indie Indonesian studio that goes by Toge Productions. The game was released on January 29th to all major platforms with the exception of Japan getting it a day later. The game receives mixed positive reviews, gaining a steady average of 70 out of 100 on Metacritic. Kimberly Wallace, a writer for the Game Informer, called it an interesting experience, and seeing how the reviews of the game and the fact that as far as I know nobody really talked about this game on any platform, I quickly downloaded the game. And booting up, I was greeted to the smoothest lo-fi that ever hit my ears. So I quickly gained interest when the first song of the game played. It showed me promise that this wasn't going to be another just any dime a dozen visual novel I see on Steam. As public relations Lashie DeWitt put it, Coffee Talk was created as a medium where people could be comfortable and cozy as if they were sitting in a coffee shop, sipping on a cup of coffee. I completely agree with their statement. Coffee Talk's stylistic choice is based off 90s anime and pixel art, with the game's music being composed of chill hop lo-fi to fit the aesthetic that the game was going for. Now that out of the way, we can officially talk about the game, starting with the plot for this game is simple. You are a barista in your nightly open shop called Coffee Talk. I know, great name. And your job is to serve coffee to the patrons that come into the shop. The story's timeline takes place over 2 weeks in Estrangeville, Seattle, Washington, with the races from D&D come to life. You greet some of the various races as they enter your shop for a cup or two. But the main aspect isn't the races or the coffee you make. It's the stories behind these characters that really boost this game up. From a struggling relationship to a parent wanting to protect their child from the dangers of fame in the industry to an alien wanting to find a partner, you get to bear witness and watch as these stories unfold over the weeks, seeing the highs and lows and the ending that accompany them. I won't spoil much of the game as I want you, the viewer, to go out and buy it and experience every second that it has to offer. Now you all must be wondering where I come in. Well, this may be hard to describe, but please bear with me as I convey my feelings the best way I can. Coffee Talk gave me a hungry curiosity, a strong desire to one day become a barista and have a coffee shop of my own, to make cup after cup of beverages to serve to the people who enter my shop, and listen and be imbued, almost entranced into their lives, their struggles, their happiness. I always thought of myself as an observer to the people around me, watching their lives play out, the cause and effect of their actions, their words, the emotions that fill the very air when it comes to different situations. I know what I'm saying is making me come off as some dissociated lurker, but understand that all my life, well, mainly during my school days, when I wasn't the center of the attention, I just listened to the people around me and becoming enraptured in their lives, their stories, their perspectives. It is all so interesting when Coffee Talk came into my life. I quickly grew attached to this world and the characters that inhabit it. I put myself in the shoes of the late night barista and lived through their eyes, experiencing the world that was created, and made some damn good coffee while I was at it. Coffee Talk can be described as being in a dream where you could be free from your physical limitations, to be in a place where you could simply live out your days hearing the stories of others. But when you wake up, when you pull from the dream, the only thought in your mind is, when can you have it again? When can you repeat the dream once more? When can you simply go back into that world that was created for you and live out your days and be happy, be enjoying the blissful ignorance that you made for yourself? Also, there's an endless mode where you can make and find all the unique recipes which will carry over to story mode. And while you're at it, you can listen to the soundtrack while enjoying the company of poster girl Freya. And if endless mode isn't your cup of tea, pun intended, to switch up to challenge mode where you're on a timer and you have to complete orders to keep the timer up as a decrease to try to get a high score. As we slowly wind down and the voices of old and new begin to leave this sanctuary of temporary bliss, I wanted to say that it has been a long journey for me in terms of this video. Coffee Talk has been an inspiration for me to turn this game I hold in my heart into a video of pure passion, in the hopes of convincing you, the viewer, into playing it and experiencing it, whether it's for the best or not so best. But with that being said, I can wrap up this video with a thank you for waiting so patiently. This was my first real worked on video, and I wanted to have some level of honest passion behind it, hence the very long delay. Nevertheless, I thank you for stopping by. I have been your lovely host. Until next time, I bid you farewell. And again, thank you.